Join us on a journey to ancient treasures. We'll stop and discover 6 must-see ancient destinations. You can find them with ease on Google Earth. The Pyramid of the Sun in Mesopotamia. The Pyramid of the Sun in the city of Teotihuacan is an ancient pyramid almost 2,000 years old. Teotihuacan literally means City of the Gods, which to some scholars links it to ancient astronauts. Measuring 225 meters across and 25 meters high, it's the 3rd largest pyramid on the planet. As we zoom into the structure, you can see the hundreds of travelers. This will give you a good perspective on its size and scale. Originally lavished in lime plaster with brightly colored murals, yet it still has aged carvings of snakes, stars, and jaguar heads and paws. It was built and altered by various cultures over time, including the Maya, Zapotec, and Mixtec people. Like the Great Pyramid of Giza, we've no concrete evidence who this pyramid was built for. In an interesting twist some years back, an archaeologist named Sergio Gomez spotted a sinkhole inside it, caused by heavy flooding. The sinkhole seemed to be protecting a hidden shaft. Mud, boulders, and stones were hiding a secret tunnel. This tunnel was found to run 330 feet to the Temple of the Plumed Serpent, and then a further ramp descended another 10 feet underground. Inside were thousands of relics, pots, jewelry, antiques, and statues. Using 2 robots, Tlaloc and Tlaloc II, playfully named after the Aztec rain deities, Gomez could inspect deeper into the final few meters. Carrying out painstakingly slow work, Gomez found a large, open, cross-shaped chamber. Amazingly, it was full of more jewelry and several statues. Incredibly, Gomez and his team found around 750,000 artifacts to be cleaned, inspected, labeled, and studied. This is ongoing work, but one day may lead to clues about the purpose of this wonderful ancient structure. Pyramids of Giza in Egypt. Now you can see us flying to the other side of the world. Almost directly under the Pyramid of the Sun are the enigmatic Pyramids of Giza. We've been dazzled by these ancient marvels for centuries, the largest of which is almost 150 meters high. Officially thought to be 4,500 years old, some scientists suggest that the water damage markings show that this ancient structure survived the Great Flood of Noah. Given that the flood is dated to around 4,000 years ago, it seems perfectly reasonable to consider this theory. Others claim it's older than that, even as far back as 10,000 years old, and has been repaired and adopted by new settlers throughout time. Originally covered in limestone and polished to a high, shiny finish, these white giants would have been visible from high in space, some say even from the moon. Were they a glistening waypoint marker for some ancient sky gods? This pyramid was constructed using more than 2 million stone blocks, some of which weigh over 50 tons each. Some scholars claim it took 20 years to build. Working to that timescale, one block would need to be quarried, prepared, finished, and placed every 5 minutes. That would have to happen every hour, 24 hours a day for the full 20 years. This is why so many claim that the ancients had help by some kind of sky people or ancient giants. Inside the main chamber is this remarkable granite coffer or sarcophagus. It's twice the size any human would need. Why is it so huge? Was an ancient giant buried here? Also, it seems to be laser cut or diamond drilled from one huge piece of granite. How could this be achieved so far back in antiquity? Amazingly, many scholars are now coming to the conclusion that this centerpiece was far too large to have been placed inside the Great Pyramid. It would never have fit down the passageways, which are a tight squeeze for mere humans. The only other scenario is that perhaps the pyramid was actually built around this remarkable object. If so, where did this granite box originate from? And what was its purpose? Was it left by a more advanced species? Is that why it became a centerpiece for this great monument? Another remarkable discovery is the main entrance to the pyramid was once a perfectly designed and balanced 20-ton swivel door. It was engineered so well that a single human hand could push it open from the inside. Once closed, it was machined so flush to the adjoining walls that from the outside you would never even know that the door existed. This Great Pyramid has new discoveries emerging all the time. As our technology improves, we find new ways to learn ancient knowledge from it. More recently, in 2017, a new undiscovered void was found above the Grand Gallery. This void, being 30 meters in size, is an amazing unknown chamber. Using a new technique known as cosmic ray imaging, scientists placed several plates around the area inside the pyramid. These plates collect data on the particles that rain down from the Earth's atmosphere. The likely outcome is it's just another empty chamber, possibly part of the building process, although there's always a chance that more treasures or clues could be found. All things considered, this is a great monument to visit. A quick glance on Google Earth provides us with a depth of scale and familiarity with the positioning in relation to the nearby cities and the distance to the River Nile. The lifeblood of Egypt, without water and irrigation, no civilizations could form. Stonehenge, England. We had to include this remarkable ancient wonder. Little is known of its origin, yet the history of it is so extraordinary. Originally dated at 2900 BC, then in 2015 a team used carbon dating to learn that Stonehenge was created some 500 years prior. They also detected that it was somehow transported from a different monument over in Wales. This adds more mystery and intrigue because back then we have no clue how they could have moved 50-ton blocks across the continent. They hadn't even invented the wheel. As it's such an old monument, when you study the timeline, some say that Stonehenge was built with help from an ancient race of giants. Some even calculate that it was assembled at the time when ancient giants roamed the earth, the Nephilim, as noted in the Bible, Genesis chapter 6. To add credence to this, the oldest known picture of Stonehenge was found in a copy of the medieval history text Brut from the 1100s. Amazingly, this depicts a huge giant helping Merlin assemble the monument. One of the best things about Stonehenge is that it still exists to this day, so if you get the opportunity you can see it with your own eyes in Wiltshire, England. Ziggurat of Ur in Mesopotamia. The ziggurat is an invention of the ancient East, and similar structures have been found all around Mesopotamia. These huge structures defy belief as they were built so long ago when we were thought to have had far less technology and capability to build such impressive pyramids. The Ziggurat of Ur is one of the largest ziggurats yet found. This huge rectangular pyramid is 210 feet by 150 feet and would have been around 100 feet high. It also faces true north in the same orientation as the Great Pyramid of Giza. This was built over 4,000 years ago using stone-baked bricks. Built on 3 levels, the base alone would have taken 720,000 bricks to construct. The scale and ingenuity of this structure demanded a staggering amount of resources to complete it. What makes them so fascinating is their design and distinctive shape. Looking at them with today's mind, you can easily imagine these huge structures as being landing pads for huge flying craft or ancient vimanas. It has 3 sets of stairs leading up to the very top, and a long entranceway is clearly visible here on Google Earth. You can imagine this being used as some kind of interstellar spaceport to allow thousands of people to board giant craft and travel to faraway places, perhaps even to other worlds. This is pure conjecture, as the Ziggurat of Ur is said to be part of a temple complex and a shrine to an ancient moon god, although opinions vary. Great Pyramid of Cholula, Mexico. The Great Pyramid of Cholula is the largest pyramid or monument ever constructed anywhere in the world. With a height of 66 meters and a massive total volume of over 4.5 million cubic meters, it's a staggering sight to behold. It was built as a tribute to the god Quetzalcoatl. Quetzalcoatl was a deity in Mesoamerican culture. His name means feathered serpent. The earliest known documentation of the worship of a feathered serpent occurs in Teotihuacan. Veneration of this figure appears to have spread throughout Mesoamerica. Today, it houses a church on top of it. No one knows why it was built thousands of years ago, although interestingly, local myths claim it was built in antiquity by giants. Delving deeper, we learn that this massive construction is compiled of 6 pyramids, one on top of another, like a Russian doll. According to legend, the locals covered the temples in mud to hide them back when the Spanish conquistadors were coming to invade and pillage. It's great to take a panoramic view around this on Google Earth to see the scale and beauty of this wonderful enigma, the largest monument on the planet. The Lost Pyramid of Xian, found in China. Over to China now. We have to use these coordinates to find this beauty. If you travel 1,000 kilometers outside Xian, China, and manage to fly up high enough, you should be able to see hundreds of pyramid shapes hidden amongst the forest, farms, and green fields. First spotted by an American trader and travel agent, Fred Meyer Schroeder, in 1912, as he was being guided through the Shanxi province. He noticed a giant pyramid around 1,000 feet tall and almost twice that length along the base. His guide explained, these pyramids are recorded in local myth and legend and documented in the ancient monastic documents. It's hard to comprehend this, but one is almost twice the size as the Great Pyramid of Giza. Although many have tried, no excavation permits have ever been given by the Chinese government. This injunction applies to around 400 other hidden pyramids in the same region. They are said to house the ancient Chinese royal class members who are respectfully left undisturbed. Not only the largest, but some are also the very oldest pyramids known in the world today, dated to over 8,000 years back in antiquity. The Chinese government has said they wish to wait for better technology before any attempts are made to peer inside these ancient hidden mysteries. In a final exciting twist, many pyramids have been identified using modern scanning technology, with half of them facing true north and many seemingly lining up with the Gemini constellation. Interestingly, they are 14 degrees out of true alignment with the stars today. However, when we account for the precession of the Earth over time, we can date back to when those would have lined up perfectly. Using computer algorithms, it's been detected that these would position perfectly with the Gemini constellation back in the spring equinox of 10,500 BC. What history, knowledge, and treasures lay inside these giant ancient marvels? Maybe one day, using advanced technology, we may just be able to peer inside. Use the comments below to let us know of any amazing finds you happen to come across on Google Earth.